Tennessee Senator Bob Corker continues to draw praise and criticism for his role in the center of the national immigration debate.
Corker crafted a compromise on the immigration bill that he referred to as, quote, almost overkill.
If this legislation passes in the form that it is, with this amendment as we've agreed, we have secured the border.
But that comment from Corker drew criticism from within his own party.
National correspondent Jeff Barnes has the story.
What does an extra $50 billion buy? The Senate's Gang of Eight believes it'll secure and seal the U.S.-Mexican border. In that is the Senate's fix to an immigration reform bill that was heading for life support. But not every member of the U.S. Senate is on this bandwagon. Rand Paul says the imperfections in the bill are so glaring, it's worthy of late-night jokes.
Some of this bill was written by the unions and the chamber without really consulting me. I was elected by a whole state. Nobody asked me my opinion on this.
The proposed border surge amendment includes doubling the number of border agents.
This is a fig leaf.
Roy Beck heads up Numbers USA, an organization that's opposed to the bill. Beck says the bill guarantees amnesty for 11 million illegal immigrants, but there's no such guarantee for all the billions spent to beef up the border.
You could have a lot of wasted money on a bill that promises only to spend money rather than promises to secure the border. This amendment does not promise to secure the border.
Senator Dick Durbin, one of the bipartisan members of the Gang of Eight, says critics need to review what's in the bill.
It's not only a strong border, verification in the workplace to make sure people are in fact legal in the United States, and also tracking visas so we know not only who comes in this country but who departs as well.
Passage of immigration reform has taken on an air of certainty now in the U.S. Senate, but it will need life support when and if it ever shows up in the House. House Speaker John Boehner says he won't bring it to the floor unless it wins support from a majority of House Republicans. And given that many remain opposed to giving amnesty to millions of undocumented workers, the bill appears to be doomed on arrival. I'm Jeff Barnes reporting.
A final vote on the legislation is expected by the end of next week. Lawmakers aim to put immigration reform to a floor vote before leaving for the 4th of July holiday.
Now to dig a little deeper on the criticism of Senator Corker, many of those critics are pointing to his 2006 Senate campaign ad that aired across the state back then, including right here on Channel 9. Corker appears along the Mexican border and says, quote, "We need a new immigration policy that reflects America's values. First, secure this border, allow people to work here, but only if they're legal." He goes on to say no amnesty. Those employed but here illegally must go home and return through legal channels. In quoting that ad on the conservative blog Red State, Daniel Horowitz writes of Corker, "We just gave him a re-election pass last year. The least we can do is make it clear this will be his last term." He continues, "It's time for the Tennessee House delegation to stand up and speak out against this travesty. They all campaigned strongly against amnesty." Corker also drew criticism on the airwaves since yesterday, including from conservative talk show hosts Rush Limbaugh and Mark Levin.
And you continue to sound off on this immigration bill on News Channel 9's Facebook page. Here we go. Carol Bandy writes, "I emailed Corker and told him no amnesty or I would not vote for him again. We need the border secured. We can no longer let people just crawl in here and get all the benefits that a lot of American citizens can't get." But Elizabeth Priest writes, "Like the old saying goes, a locked door only keeps out the crooks. If they want in, they will tunnel under the fences. All the money spent for nothing. Let's pay down the national debt and then build fences." And we want to hear from you. Just log on to our Facebook page. All viewpoints are welcome.